fellow vapors, Vaping Newbie here, and tonight I'm looking at a newish tank. It's a variant of the Taifun GT, and this came in from Fast Tech, and it's called the Taifun GT AFC. So unlike my other Taifun GT, this one actually has airflow control. So it's something that I wanted to try. Now, I want to point out that generally I don't buy from Fast Tech. I haven't had much luck there, but there was something about this that just sort of jumped out at me on the page, and I'm always looking to see what's new. And when this came out, I thought, oh, I have to have this. I went looking in Canada, I went looking in the States, I could not find it. And you'll see why in a second. But let's look at the way it came in. And this is what sort of bothers me. It came in a nondescript box. That doesn't bother me at all. But it was Scotch tape closed. It wasn't even shrink wrapped in any way. When you open it, you do get a Ziploc, a little baggie with some canthols, some silica, the spare O-rings, that blue handle screwdriver, and also two replacement posts. And then you get the tank, and you'll see why I just liked it, because I'm a sucker for these type of things. But it's sort of like this gunmetal blue, I call it. There was just something about the look of it. And one of the things that jumped out at me is, here's my other Taifun, and well, you can't see because there's full of juice in it, but it actually has Taifun GT written across it. And in this one, they've taken off any kind of labeling. So that kind of interested me, that, wow, they're copying it, but now they're being nicer about it. So let's take a look at this. It comes with this drip tip. I really, really like this drip tip. I don't like a wide bore. This thing just really fills the bill for me. And then you have this top cap, and the top cap, when it comes out, it has an extended post down here, and I'll show you why in a minute. You have this metallic and then polycarbonate tank section. I have never tried to get it apart, and I don't believe it does come apart. I do feel some kind of threading in there, but I don't want to force it because I don't want to break it. And again, polycarbonate, so you got to watch what you're putting in there. And then you have the O-ring that's on the base. And I should say that so far, the threading, very, very nice. You have a two-part section, and when it is all reassembled, I was talking about this top cap here, that will actually fit right in to that chimney, and it creates that sort of elongated thing you might see on a K-Fun or a Russian 91 style atomizer. This chimney does come apart in two sections, so it's for ease of use. I like that. Makes it easy to build. And then you have this sort of, there's your build deck under here, and this will go down if you push it. But the best part about it, in order to coil it, it pulls right out. And I really like that as well, because then you can access the deck, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then right here, you're going to see there's your airflow. And by turning this knurled ring at the bottom, you're going to be able to change the size of the air hole, or the airflow hole. And the best I can measure in it, there are three. One was 1.5 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 3.5 millimeter. So for the first time that I've seen on a Taifun, you have that adjustable airflow, which is nice, because I like a loose draw. Some people like to tighten it up. And on the other GT that I have, it's whatever it is, unless you drill it out. The key to building this has always been the wicking. Let me just show you here. I built a little 6-wrap. Comes out to about 1.17 ohms. I like to keep the Taifun above 1 ohm. I find that I get better taste. Works really well. And you'll notice it's sort of suspended. Unlike when you're looking at a K-Fun coil that's above the juice hole, it is just slightly above the juice hole. This is a wee bit higher, and it works fine for me. I like to keep it almost parallel. And then in order to coil it, in order to wick it, which is the challenge in the Taifun, there are two things you got to watch. First of all, when you put the bottom section of the chimney back on, you want to make sure that you're lining up the holes with the coil, so that all of that is heading in one direction, not the group. So there you go. It's pushed all the way down. Again, ease of access for the wicking. And if you can see that, it all heads into that one direction. So that your wick will sit and come out these little slots that are on each side. You're going to use a bit more cotton because you want to sort of use that to sop up your juice and create an air tightness around this section. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go away, I'm going to wick this, and we'll take a further look at it. But thus far, touch wood, 8 times a charm. Stick around. So I put in some organic cotton, created a very big wick, and it's been the way that I used my other GT, used it the same way. Used a lot of wick, extended it, and it doesn't look pretty, not by any stretch of imagination, but it's going to fire really nicely. It's coming in at now 1.3 ohms. I did a little adjustment, and this bottom part of the tank I've raised up. So what I'm going to do is now reassemble, put it all together, and give it a whirl. Now we're going to reassemble everything. So you make sure that you take the bottom cap and, that bottom part of the chimney and lift it because it has to make contact with that tube from the top cap. And then when you're putting this section on here, you want to pinch that bottom part so you don't move. You want to keep that coil and wick in that alignment. Now, one of the best parts I like about the Taifun, besides the flavor, is this is actually full of juice right now. So you can, if your wick or your coil is not working, and you want to work on it, and you've got your favorite juice in there, you don't lose it. It all comes together. So now you got to be careful. You want to hold this straight up, and then use this, the base, and screw that in. And you want to make sure you do it gently. You do not want to mess up those wicks, that alignment again. And now I'm going to choose an air hole. Put in my drip tip. Put it on my device. And I have this going at 17 watts. It's now reading, the coil's now reading 1.1, so it's that 117 that I thought. And here we go. So as you see, it's got nice flavor, nice vapor. The production is good. There is no leak. Everything's working well. So again, folks, that's the Taifun GT AFC, so airflow control. The draw right now is absolutely perfect for me. I'm loving this. I got some Temptations e-liquid from Liquid e-juice, and this is called Ménage à Trois. So it's perfect with what I wanted to try tonight. The flavor is magnificent. Everything looks good. Fantastic. Folks, you know I like spending time with you. I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it, I hope. And stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks.